Right, let's do it. We're live. Welcome everybody. We are live in my greenhouse. It's raining. It's not raining in my greenhouse. In fact, I don't even know why I've still got this up. It's absolutely throwing it down here in Manchester. But the good news is the wind isn't too bad at the moment. So it looks like we're going to be able to do fireworks in about 40 odd minutes time. So welcome in everybody. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Mark. I'm in the UK. I'm in Manchester. I do fireworks. I do them professionally. I do them as a hobby. And every New Year's Eve we live stream from my back garden and we see in the new year in style with some fireworks. And we're going to do the same again today. So we'll say hello to a few people in a minute in the chat. If you're a returning visitor, thank you. Welcome in again. So yeah, if you're in the UK, you probably know the weather today has been atrocious. We've got the tail end of a storm hitting us. Lots of New Year's celebrations have been cancelled all across the country, up in Edinburgh, down in London. It was looking a bit touch and go here today. Fortunately though, it was dry this morning, so I did all the setup in the dry. It's absolutely thrown it down this afternoon. It has been windy this afternoon, but the good news is at the moment, as I speak to you, it's actually quite calm. So rain doesn't really affect fireworks if you waterproof them properly, which I've done, but wind is the big factor that can prevent fireworks. But at the moment, I mean, anything could change in the next half hour, 35 minutes, but at the moment it's all looking good. So let's say hello to a few people who are joined in the chat. Let's scroll back to the start. Disnower is here. He's got the jacket potato emoji. Yes, Disnower, I have a jacket potato. We shall be consuming that in a minute. Fast 203 Falcon says, wow. Jimmy ZNJ, going to be fun. I'll be back. Welcome in if you're here, Jimmy, or if you're coming in a little while, welcome. Craig is here. Craig, hello, Craig. Disnower made it back. 3D Printer Guy, hello. 3D Printer Guy's back. Hopper's Abandoned Places, bring on the fireworks. It's the big night, says Jimmy ZNJ. Good evening, Marco. Good evening, all, says Craig. 3D Printer Guy, hello, Mark. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I hope you guys have had a good Christmas as well. I've had a great Christmas. It's been really good. T-Town Mary Allen, Happy New Year, Marco. Or missed a few. Michaela Deaton says, hey, Marco. Surfbum John, thank you. And listen, thank you for your Christmas card as well. We got that 3 or 4 days ago, just before Christmas, I think. But thank you, that's very kind of you. And for those of you who want to send Christmas cards next year, there is a PO box, and you'll find the details of that in the description. Let's have a look. Daniel is here. Happy New Year. Yeah, so I've been busy setting up fireworks today in the dry, and I knew it was going to rain, so I had to waterproof them. I know a lot of you guys ask, oh, how do you waterproof fireworks? If the rain lets up, one of the forecasts I've looked at today says it's going to stop raining about 5 to midnight. Fingers crossed, we'll see. Be nice if it does. Veronica and Todd are here. Good evening, Great Marko. My potato is waiting too. Yes, I know a lot of you have this tradition now where we all, on this stream, you guys as well as me, we all eat a jacket potato, baked potato with cheese. It's kind of a New Year's tradition that we've kind of started and you guys have embraced. So if you're doing that tonight, let me know in the chat. Hopper's Abandoned Places says, weather's been horrible watching here from Cumbria. Yes, it's been bad up in Cumbria, hasn't it? We've got a friend staying with us at the moment from Cumbria. She travelled up yesterday, and it was a lovely day here yesterday, but in Cumbria, the weather was shocking. So, yes, in general, in the UK now, the weather is not great. This Noah says, hey, Marco, woohoo! Shame that I had to cancel my display, but safety comes first. Yes, obviously, safety does come first. And it was a bit touch and go today. And we might still not be able to do it. If the wind picks up in the next half hour, we may not be able to do it. But as it stands at the moment, it's not windy, which is really good. Mrs. Great Marko is here in the chat. Hello, Mrs. Great Marko. Everybody's saying Happy New Year. I'm going to tuck into my jacket potato. And as I do that, we'll talk a little bit about waterproofing. So I'm firing, I think, eight cakes tonight. It should last about 5 minutes or so. So I waterproof them by wrapping them in pallet wrap. You can wrap them in cling film, you can put them in a bag and tie them. I like to use pallet wrap because it's nice and strong. It does the job really well. So each individual cake is pallet wrapped twice. And I know some of you say, oh, do the shops still fire through that if it's pallet wrapped? Yes, they do. And then over the top of the whole thing, I've put a big plastic cover, and I'll show you that in a minute. If it doesn't rain, well, if it still rains, we'll go up there and have a look at it in a minute. So I did just check before I went live. That's why I was a few minutes late going live. I did just check everything was. Appreciate it. Andrew says, what fireworks have you got lined up this year? So we got some big cakes. We've got some cakes from Celtic, Vivid, Primed, Reikio, prestigious. Yeah, quite a few. We've got 8 cakes in total. Should last about 5 minutes. That's kind of a good length. I don't really want to be out here too long tonight because the weather is appalling. But 5 minutes, I think, to see in the new year is a good amount of time to do, I think. There have been fireworks. You might have just heard one go off now. There have been fireworks going off all evening. I think people have been sort of waiting for a little bit of a lull in the weather, zipping out, doing their New Year's fireworks early. But we're going to try and go for midnight, which is in, pretty much half an hour's time. The good thing about the FireTech firing system, you can actually get a GPS option here, so I could actually set it so it automatically, at a stroke of midnight, sets all the fireworks off, which is quite cool. But also I like to be able to have control over it, so I'm not using GPS tonight. I'm just going to manually fire them. So you don't really need long for New Year. Keep it short and sweet. Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely right. 3D printer guy says, I wonder if the London display is going to run on reduced capacity. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I'm sure it will still go ahead, but yeah, it might go on reduced capacity. Let's say, I mean, when you get bad weather like this, people don't want to stand around watching fireworks. But you can still safely fire fireworks in the rain. It's wind that's the issue. Especially if you've got any effects in the air that have long burn times, because they can really drift. So, Craig says, I thought the same, assume it's touch and go. Yeah, I'd say it is still touch and go. At the moment, the wind's okay here, so we're going to go ahead. But anything can happen in the next half hour. So, we shall see. But I hope you guys have all had a good Christmas. Let me know what you got up to in the chat over Christmas. Always love hearing from you guys. "3D printer guy says, yeah, I saw a graph online to do with wind margins and stuff. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, there's not like an absolute rule of, you know, if the wind is over this, then you can't fire. Different companies will have different limits themselves they impose. And again, it's on a risk and on a site-by-site basis. You know, if you're doing a show in a big open field, a massive open field, there's no structures around, there's no trees, no buildings, and your audience are, you know, hundreds of meters away, you can fire in stronger winds than if you're doing something really in an enclosed space where your audience are closer and there's buildings and trees and things like that. So it does depend on your site layout as well. Obviously, I'm doing this in my garden, so I've not got a massive amount of space, but also I've not got hundreds of spectators here. There's basically me in my greenhouse, and my wife will probably watch it from indoors rather than getting wet out here. So, baby Lisa is here. Says hello, Marco. Good evening. Last 9 minutes of 2024. Yes, and of course, some of you, if you're watching in Europe or that side of the world, or Australia, New Zealand, welcome in. Of course, it's already 2025 for you guys. So, I hope it's been a good year for you so far. Chris says Happy New Year. 3D printer guy says it's quite ironic. I wasn't setting up fireworks today. It's my new pond. Thought it would be a good idea to get a split pipe today. Okay. So yeah, I looked at the forecast yesterday. I've been looking at the forecast for today for the last few days. This morning was looking dry, so I set everything up in the dry this morning, which was good. But this afternoon it's just rained constantly. And part of my garden is a little bit flooded. But I've got my big boots on. I'm used to it because I do fireworks professionally. I'm used to doing stuff in all kinds of weather, setting up in all kinds of weathers. Because quite often, the forecast in the evening might be really good. The setup time during the day, the weather's appalling. But you know it's going to clear up by the evening and you'll be able to do the display. But it does mean you've still got to set up in those awful conditions. So I've done setups in the freezing cold, caked in mud, squelching around in fields, and yeah, you've got to be pretty tough to be able to do fireworks in all kinds of weathers. Chris says he's got an 800 shot cake by Gemstone. Okay, let me know how that performs. I suspect as well quite a few people will forgo doing fireworks tonight and perhaps even tomorrow. I know, for example, in Cromer in Norfolk, they have a big display on the pier on New Year's Day. So not New Year's Eve, but on New Year's Day. Obviously in the evening when it's dark, but So I wonder if some people are going to sort of delay till tomorrow. Although that said, the forecast tomorrow isn't looking great either. So we'll see. Keith is here. Joey's best bud. Happy New Year, Marco. Happy New Year to you and Lisa and Joey watching over there in the States. And thank you for your Christmas card as well. I appreciate it. Thank you. It was very kind of you. I know we have sent Christmas cards, but I think my wife was a little late in posting them. Actually, I shouldn't be too. She's watching now, so I would. But you'll get them in time for next year, maybe. You'll get them at some point. Right, I'm halfway through my jacket potato. We've got 25 minutes to go. This is good. For those of you regulars on my show, one of the things we sometimes do is time how long it actually takes me to eat a jacket potato, because I love chatting to you guys. I read all the comments, and quite often that prevents me from eating a jacket potato. I think it took me an hour and a half once to eat a jacket potato on stream. But obviously I want to do this before midnight so we can have some fireworks. So there we go. More fireworks going off at the moment. It's strange, I can understand people doing fireworks like early evening for the kids and stuff, but at 25 to midnight, why not just wait 25 minutes? Seems a bit pointless doing them now when we're so close to midnight. There we are. Joe Smithbud says you're welcome. Thank you for the call. Oh, you got it. Great, brilliant. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I think the record was it last year, or the year before. Someone over there in the States sent me a Christmas card. I think it arrived the second week in February. Something crazy like that. So yeah, post isn't always that reliable, but it's still nice to send and receive cards, isn't it? I think so. Hopper's Abandoned Places says, if it wasn't raining, would you have done a bigger display with rockets, Marco? Last year, on my New Year's Eve stream, I did a big volley of rockets. I think I let off 60 rockets, some really big rockets, all like within the space like 2 minutes. And I did live streams from my garage building this great big rocket rack, which I know a lot of you enjoyed watching. And so last year we did purely rockets. 60 big rockets, lasted about 2 minutes. It looked epic. Would I have done more tonight? Would I have done anything different if the weather was different? Probably not. I say I like to aim for about 5 minutes. It's really difficult with consumer fireworks to get the durations of them exact. You know, a cake might say, oh, it lasts 30 seconds, when in reality it might only last 25, it might last 35, who knows. So if you go off the stated times of all the cakes and I fire them one after the other, it should last exactly 5 minutes. In reality, it might only be 4.5 minutes. We'll see, who knows. But no, I probably wouldn't have done anything different tonight. If I knew that I'd got effects with big hang times in tonight, I wouldn't have used those. Only because with the threat of wind, I say the wind's died down now, but earlier on it was going to be potentially windy. And so if there's a chance it's going to be really windy, I would have taken those out of the display, because they drift a lot more. Obviously, if they're in the sky for longer, they're going to drift. So I would have cut those out. But as it is, I don't think any of the cakes I've got have particularly, I mean, they have some nice breaks, don't get me wrong, but I don't think they have massively long hang times in the sky. So we should be okay. So no, I probably wouldn't have done anything differently. The only change I really made was to set up earlier in the day, when I knew it was going to be dry, so I set up quite early this morning. And I also waterproofed everything. If I know it's not going to rain, I'm kind of really sure it's not going to rain, which is not that often really in the UK, especially in Manchester, because it kind of rains all the time. But if I know it's going to be completely dry, I won't bother waterproofing each individual cake. I'll set the cakes up and just put tarpaulin over the whole lot and whip it off quickly at the end. But because I knew it was going to rain all afternoon, obviously the worst thing you can get is your fireworks getting wet. If your fireworks get wet, they can be dangerous. They can malfunction, the brakes might not fire as high in the sky, they can break low, and obviously that's a danger. So I wanted to make sure everything was nice and waterproof. So Norfolk Pyro is here. Welcome in, Norfolk Pyro. Nice to see you this evening. I hope you're well. Hope you're getting ready for the new year. It's only 20 minutes away now. 22 minutes? 22 minutes. There we are. Joey's best bud. He says 22 minutes away. That's absolutely right. And I've just realised my clock on my controller isn't quite right, so I'm going to just... I say I've not got GPS on this one. I could have used the other controller which does, but this one was more portable. So let me set the time on this. I can work out how to do it. Time, set time, there we go. So I need to go down on the minutes, which is 6. And let's see, because of course I want to get this bang on for you guys, so we start at exactly the right time. But we can go down in more than that. Sorry, this is not the most exciting bit of the stream. Let's get this down to 45, and then there we go. We're right now. We're good. We're good. I say, if I got the GPS module, I wouldn't need to do that, but I've synced it to my time on my computer, which I know is correct, because when I fired this computer up before, I don't use this particular MacBook an awful lot. I only really use it when I'm outdoors and streaming and things, so I hadn't used it since Bonfire Night. The battery died. It had reset the clock to sometime in November, so I know the clock on here is accurate. So it doesn't really help, because of course with YouTube and streaming there is a bit of a delay, 20 seconds, 30 seconds maybe. So I'm going to do it at midnight here, but it might be a few seconds after midnight for you guys when you're watching. So anyway, like I said, my clock off the screen, catch up on chat. Kate Willoughby is here. Hello, she says hello, welcome in. Evening all, Craig is here. Craig as well. Craig and his daughter designed a firework display. Celtic is one of the brands of fireworks we have in the UK, a really reputable brand, really solid brand, and they held a Light Up the Sky competition earlier this year. I shouldn't have taken a mouthful of potatoes there, I apologise. They had a competition. They've got a show builder on their website where you can see all their products, 3D animations of all their products. And they had a competition where you can design a show, and the best show would win that show in fireworks. And Craig and his daughter designed a show for fun, and they won. So congratulations again, Craig, to you and your daughter on that. Baby Lee says, on the 5th of November, Marko Gimbal died on the stream. Best moment of 2024. Yes, for those of you who were watching my stream on Bonfire Night, it was a bit ad hoc. I wasn't planning on doing a stream here on Bonfire Night because I was meant to be doing a different show somewhere else, and that got cancelled at the last minute, and we won't go into all that because we talked about that on previous streams. But I did do a bit of a live ad hoc stream. I say a bit of a one. It lasted about 3.5 hours, didn't it? So I didn't have time to fully charge everything, and yes, the gimbal did die halfway through. I have fully charged the gimbal for today, so all being well, we shouldn't have any jaunty angles, and everything should be nice and straight. We shall see though. So Craig says, thanks for the shout out, mate. Yo, welcome. And what goes up never comes down. 2024 goes up, 2025 comes down, says Baby Lisa. Okay. Everybody wishing Happy New Year to everyone else. Yes, I know for some of you it's not New Year yet, but I like this. I like this. I know you guys like this as well. Kind of a bit of a sort of a preview of what New Year might be like. So, I'm going to check the minute forecast again, and let's have a look and see what it's saying about the rain where I am right now. Because when I checked about an hour or so ago, it was looking like it was going to stop raining it literally just before midnight. So let's have a little look. Oh no, it's now saying rain for at least 120 minutes. In fact, it's showing rain now for the next at least 4 hours. So sadly, no, it's not going to stop raining. It's not going to stop us doing fireworks. But as long as the wind doesn't pick up, you guys will be fine. You guys will be nice and dry. You guys are all inside watching from the comfort of your nice warm houses or wherever you're watching this from. I'm going to get wet for you guys. So there we go. What's been my favourite moments of 2024? Ooh, that's a good question. What have been your favourite moments of 2024, chat? Let me know. What have been my favourite moments? I think from a firework point of view, The display I did in Liverpool for about 700 people was good. The weather was just perfect that night, and it does make it such a difference when you've got perfect weather during setup, perfect weather on the night, nice and safe. Everybody goes home happy. You can't beat that, can you? Andrew says, did you ever used to buy fireworks around 2006? I remember when I was a kid, my dad used to buy some Jordans, Leamingtons, some being mentioned. Yeah. Yes, I did. I've been buying fireworks since I was 18 and legally allowed to buy them, which would have been in... that would have been in 2000 and... When was I 18? No, it would have been 1998. I'm showing my age now. You guys can work out how old I am if you don't already know. So yes, I've been buying fireworks for years, and the industry has changed massively. The fireworks have improved massively in that time. Back in the late 90s, fireworks were cheaper, yeah, but you were limited. There weren't that many brands available. In the UK at that time, you basically had Standard Fireworks and Brock's Fireworks, I think were the main kind of two consumer ones. And you didn't really have all the aerial cakes. You had lots of little fountains, little single shots and things like that. Colour-wise, everything was basically silver or red and green. You didn't really have blues. You occasionally got blues in fireworks, but back then they hadn't refined the process. So blues in fireworks back then were really, really dim. They didn't really show up very well. Nowadays, the quality of the vividness of colours is just come on leaps and bounds from where it was a few decades ago. And Baby Lee says, during Christmas Eve and Christmas I was poorly. I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa. I hope you're feeling better now. Trips and the elf. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, totally best moment. Says this now. Great. I imagine it's quite therapeutic sitting in the greenhouse with rain. So yeah, I don't know if you can hear it, the rain. It's been fairly consistent. It's kind of the heaviness of it. It's been fairly consistent. It's just been constant. But yeah, it's not bad sitting here. I get the occasional little tiny drip. I mean, it's a greenhouse after all, so it's... but it actually is quite mild. Sometimes this time of year it can be really quite chilly, but it's actually really quite mild. So Craig says, I remember displays from being a child, loads of set pieces. Yes, set pieces, that was the other thing. Displays, public displays back in the 80s and 90s, they had lots of set pieces. Now set pieces are big wooden frames with fireworks attached. You sometimes used to see, one of the popular ones was one that said good night, the words good night at the end of a show to let you know it's finished. Flying Pigeon was a great one. Flying Pigeon was basically like, effectively a rocket on a wire, but it basically sort of zipped across the field. Looked great. And Tank Battle was another good one, where you had like two tanks and they'd kind of fire at each other. And I miss those big set pieces. They were a real art form to them. Baby Lisa's still got a sore throat. I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa. Right, we are 13 minutes away from the top of the hour. And I've nearly finished my potato. There we go, we're done. So, when we've got a few minutes to go, we'll go out there. I'll take the tarpaulin off. I was hoping to be able to kind of show you how I've waterproofed everything, but I'm going to get so wet and the gimbal's going to get wet, and also the gimbal doesn't really like it when it gets wet. So we're going to go out there. I will take you guys out there. We're going to remove the main cover. I say everything individually is waterproofed. We'll do that just a couple of minutes before midnight, and then we'll fire it and enjoy, and hopefully everything will fire and it will be great and you guys will love it. So this year has flown by, says Baby Lisa. I agree with you. This year does seem to have gone really quick. This last month, December, seems to have gone really quick as well. Hoppers, abandoned places. I grew up in the 90s. A bonfire was the highlight. People had their own bonfires everywhere. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, you don't see as many bonfires now. You see lots of fireworks, but people generally don't have bonfires as much. I think there's lots of reasons for that. I think not everybody has the space for bonfires these days. so many new build houses have tiny little gardens, courtyard gardens, and you just don't have space to do a bonfire. And plus, if you get weather like this, bonfire's not going to be ideal. That said, I know there are some big displays that still have giant bonfires stacked high with pallets and stuff, and yes, it all looks very impressive, but the displays I don't do bonfires with them, because, like you say, there's extra risks you've got to take into account, and also I've seen tendencies where people throw things on bonfires that they shouldn't do, you know, fireworks, sparklers, all kinds of things, and yeah, not the best idea. So yes, it's safer to not have a bonfire at a display, and I really don't think it takes much away from it. Yeah, bonfire's nice, it keeps you warm, but really you don't go to a bonfire and firework display just to see the bonfire, do you? You go for the fireworks. If there's fireworks and no bonfire, you're happy, but if you go and there's a bonfire and no fireworks, you're going to be a bit disappointed. So I just realised this is kind of, let's just turn that light away a little bit. There we go. I realised that was giving a bit of flare on this corner of the screen. I don't even know why I put that on. Let's put it in a nice and warm colour. There we go, that's better. So yeah, we are coming up to 10 minutes away now from 2025. Really exciting for a new year, new start. Whether it's been a great year for you or not a great year, I hope 2025 is a really good year for you guys. Definitely don't put batteries in the guy, folks. Yes, putting batteries on a bonfire, not ideal. Yeah, and you know, I've seen these giant bonfires that they have at these public displays, and people will take stuff along, mainly kids, you know, will take batteries and things along and throw them in, and you know, it's just, you know. Fireworks going off again. A few minutes early, 10 minutes early. I don't know, maybe people are doing it early so that they can then go in and watch the official ones from London on the TV at midnight. Maybe. But if you're watching my fireworks instead of the London ones and you're watching them live, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And if you're watching on the replay at a later date, or even later tonight or early in the morning, why not leave a comment on the stream and let me know that you watched. So, is the rain letting up? No, I thought for a minute maybe the rain might have been letting up, but I think that was just my... Look, is it still... it might be getting just a little bit lighter. The rain, that is, not the... It's still dark. It's still night time. No, it is still raining. So we'll leave it a few more minutes and then we'll go out there, whip the covers off. I can do a continuity check right now. Actually, let's just check. Yeah, everything's okay. Test okay. All tests okay. Everything's good to go at the top of the hour on this. I could actually fire it just from my greenhouse. I could sit in here and not get wet and show you through the window, but I don't think that would be good. We'll go out there. We'll get wet and bring you some live fireworks from my back garden. Hopper's Abandoned Places. Would you like to see artillery shell fireworks like America for UK consumers? No, is the answer to that. Only because I think most people wouldn't know how to use them safely and responsibly. Don't get me wrong, there will be people that will. But shells are quite a specialist thing. There's lots of things that can go wrong with them. I think they're open to abuse if they get into the wrong hands. Well, like any firework, really. But you know, if you've got a little small ball Roman candle and people messing with that, it's going to do a lot less damage than if you're firing shells at people. So I'd like the fact that you can do it in America. I'd love it if consumers could do it in the UK. Because I'm a professional, I can do them for the company that I crew with. I can do shells. But no, they're not available to consumers, and I think that's probably the right call, to be fair. So, yeah, there we go. Still fireworks going. I don't know why they're going off so early. It'd be interesting to see. So, if you've watched my streams in the past New Year's Eve, quite a lot of people in the area do fireworks. It'd be interesting to see how many actually go off. There goes another one. It'd be interesting to see how many do actually go off tonight, or whether people are just going to it's too wet, I'm not going to bother. And stay inside where it's dry. We'll see. So I'm going to have a little bit more drink. This, for those of you who know, but this is another tradition. This is San Pellegrino blood orange stuff. It's non-alcoholic. Never drink alcohol and do fireworks, guys. And that's also one of the dangers, more so I think on New Year's Eve than perhaps bonfire night. Obviously New Year's Eve you've got people round, you might have a drink or two. go out and do some fireworks. Just no, if you're letting off fireworks on New Year's Eve, don't have a drink beforehand. Wait till after you've done those and then have a drink. It's just safer, because fireworks and alcohol do not mix. Okay, so it's coming on heavier again. So I'm okay. Because I do this a lot, I'm kind of got full waterproofs on, so I can zip this up and put this up. I've got hydro shell trouser things on that keep me dry. I've got big waterproof boots on and stuff, so I'll still be dry. I'll get a little bit down, but we'll be okay. We'll go with it. Just for you guys, we're bringing you live. Oh wow, that was a loud one. Ooh, they're having some really big fireworks going off tonight. Well, I mean, that one did sound like a shell, or well, it probably wasn't. Probably a big rocket just close. And yet the rain is typically now coming on even heavier. I was really excited about an hour or so ago. I looked at the mini forecast and it was going to say, like, it was saying 11:56 p.m. it's going to stop raining. I was like, brilliant. And typically 11:54 it's now got heavier. Okay, well, it is what it is. We shall go for it anyway. Going back years ago when I was really young, says Andrew, I remember watching a firework display at Weymouth Beach and the fireworks felt like the ground was shaky. Yes, that's one of the things I like about doing shells. The big thud you get as they lift. Obviously, the bigger the diameter of the tube, the bigger the thud. I think, from memory, the largest shell that's been fired in the UK is 16-inch diameter, so probably something, I don't know why I'm showing you, because there's no point me saying that's 16 inches, because you guys could be watching on a great big 16-inch TV or a tiny little phone, and that's not a very accurate representation, is it? But 16 inches is probably about that. The biggest one I find myself is 8 inches. Obviously in China they have great big ones. We did talk about this on another stream. The largest ever diameter shell, I think someone said, was it about 62 inches or something? Absolutely phenomenal. The lift from that would have been whew, crazy. T-Town Mary Ellen says 5 minutes. Yes, 5 minutes. I'm going to just wait another, well, we're at 4 minutes now. Should we go out and uncover? Should we wait till 3 minutes? What should we do? Should we? We'll wait till 3 minutes. I think it's ready so much. So we're going to go down to the garden, the bottom of the garden. I'm going to take the main tarpaulin off, just leave it to one side. Come back here. I'll take you guys with me, and then by which time it should be very nearly midnight. I have a clock on here now. It's really cool. I set that before, so it's now showing. There's the time. 23:56:32 at the moment. And we shall see if we can go. Hopefully the gimbal won't get wet. Hopefully the stream won't die. I know some of you like to tune in just for all the things that go wrong on a live stream, because of course when I'm doing a normal video I can edit it, I can get it just right. On a live stream anything can and will and does happen, and that's one of the joys of doing live streaming. I think as well I'm quite close to 2,000 subscribers as well now. I think I'm less than 50 away, so maybe we even hit that tonight. That would be amazing if we do, but we'll see. Right, 3 minutes. Right, I'm going to put my hood up and zip this up. Whoa. And put my head torch on. So I'll try and read a bit of chat as we go, but it is really wet out there, guys, so apologies if I don't. So we'll go out and do that. I'll come back and get the controller. So let's take the stream. Let's flip the camera around the other way and go. Bam! There we go. Right. Well, let's go down to the bottom of the garden, and you guys can probably see how wet it is. My patio bit here, this is all, can you see the water there, guys? There's about 2 inches of water here that I'm now wading through. My ground here is waterlogged. This is the wettest New Year. That means it's midnight. Right, let's put this into arm mode. It means it's midnight. Right, let's put this into arm mode. Oh, I've got 30 seconds according to this. Oh, that's good. Right, I'm going to put my controller into armed mode. We're now armed, put it into fire. Right. Okay. Sorry if we lost video there, because I did go away from... I forgot to put this onto 4G, so I was using the Wi-Fi and it went away, so apologies for that, guys. But the covers are off. We got 5 seconds to go. I need to turn my head torch off. And then we shall go. So hopefully we're back, guys, and here we go. Happy New Year, everyone. Whoa! Woo! There we go. No, the neighbours have. Was that good? Did you enjoy that? Woo! Woo! Wow. So yeah, I don't know how much of that you saw because I've realised there's lots of rain on the camera. And having said I wouldn't get wet, I am absolutely soaked. I will turn the camera around in a second once I can actually see what I'm doing. Let's turn it back the other way. I'm a little bit soaked, folks. Oh, I actually can't see anything. Oh, hang on, you can't see me either. Okay. Yeah, that was wet. So again, apologies, I don't know how much of that you saw. I forgot to turn it to 4G when I went to the bottom of the garden. So I'm sorry that we lost the signal as I went down there to want to waterproof everything. I'm going to have to blow my glasses, I'm sorry, I can't see a thing. And now I still can't see anything. Hopefully you guys are still there. I'm absolutely drenched. That was good fun though, wasn't it? I hope you enjoyed that. Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2025. Let's catch up on a little bit of chat. If I can see it through my steamed up glasses. Let's have a look. Happy New Year, says Disnoa. Jimmy says Happy New Year. Craig Whiteman says Happy New Year. Tita Marianne, Happy New Year. Joey's Best Bud, Happy New Year. Dad Result TV1, Jerry, Happy New Year. Excuse me, to you and Jane. I hope 2025 is a great year for both of you, really do. Disno with the firework emojis. Joey's Best Bud, woohoo! Happy New Year. Everyone saying Happy New Year to everybody. Veronica says Happy New Year. Daniel says welcome to 2025. Very nice, says Craig. Joey's Best Bud says nice, Disno was so cool. Jimmy, oh, the chat jumps on. Happy New Year, that was awesome. Very nice, thank you, that was awesome. And I don't know if you heard at the end, there were some neighbours about 3 doors down that were watching that as well. There's people in my own house where it's nice and dry. So Jerry says that was awesome, Mark. Great fun, says Craig. That was awesome. 2025, wettest year over. Yeah, that is the wettest New Year. I mean, we've been doing this for a few years now, haven't we, guys, on New Year's Eve? That's the wettest one I've done. I think we saw everything. Yeah, you did see everything, but I did notice there were some raindrops on the camera because, of course, I'm pointing it up to the sky. The rain's coming down, but hey, it's one of those things. I hope you guys got the gist of it. What I might do, actually, I might switch to 4G in a minute so I can take you back down there. Because what I do after the display, obviously leave it for a few minutes, I go and check that everything's fired. I'm pretty sure everything's fired. What I actually do when I watch this, I know roughly how many shots each firework is, so I kind of count them and work out, yeah, did everything. So I'm pretty sure everything fired. But the other thing to check with these, it's less of an issue when it's throwing it down with rain, but things can smoulder, they can burst into flames, even up to half an hour after they've fired. So you always leave it to cool down and then go and check it. This rain's going to put anything out anyway. But we'll go down there, I'll show you the setup. I'm going to switch to 4G to allow me to do that. First of all, I'm going to turn my controller off. If anyone's wondering, is FireTech waterproof? Yeah. It is. The water is... Can you see that? When I invested in FireTech, I'm like, I'm not going to do a demo where I see whether it's waterproof, but I've kind of inadvertently done that, and it's still working. So let's turn this off. In fact, actually, what we can do, we can power down the modules, which is really cool. So I'm going to power down the module there. So power off modules. So that's great. So if you're doing a big show and you've got lots of firing modules all over your site, you don't have to go around at the end and turn them off one at a time. You can just power them all off from the remote. So I've done that. Let's turn that off because we don't need that. I'm going to switch to 4G in a minute, guys. So the stream might just pause temporarily, but we'll be right back. Let me just work out how to do that. So I'll turn the wireless on. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. There we go. So we should be on 4G. Let me know, guys, if we're back. When we're back in the chat, somebody post we're back. And when I see that, I'll know that we are back on 4G. And we'll go and wander down there and see. We'll get wet again and we'll see what everything's looking like. So let me know in the chat, guys, when you can see me. John Surfbum says I was watching from the TV. That was awesome. Mark, Happy New Year. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, John. Okay, so I think we're still live. Have we switched over? I've switched over to 4G. Can you guys still see me? Let me know. I'm watching it on my laptop, which is about 30 seconds behind. And that good on 4G. Brilliant. Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate that. Right. Okay. Let's batten down the hatches and I will show you how I set it up. Okay. We'll flip the camera around again. Here we go. Right. Let's once more into the fray. Okay, so hopefully the signal should last to the bottom of the garden now. Look at this water. I don't know if you can see this water. Can you see this water? This normally doesn't get waterlogged. They say there's about 1 inch, 2 inches of water on this gravel at the moment. Here's my grass. I want to document. Yeah, there, I can put my hand. That is how deep the water is on my grass right now. It's about 2 inches deep. It's very, very wet. But okay, let's go down here and check everything's fired. Okay, so everything obviously now is pretty damp. There's a little bit of smouldering going on this one. I don't know if you can see that on that corner. A little bit there. The rain's soon going to put that out. If it wasn't raining, I'd be putting a little bit of water on this right now, just to stop that flaring up. But that's going to be okay. The other ones all look alright. So you can kind of see the remnants of, this is the pallet wrap I put round it, and then everything's staked in, so all the cakes are staked in on 4 sides, gaffer taped around them as well, just to make sure they can't topple, there's no movement. What I did do this year, the little tip, normally I just throw like a big plastic sheet over, but of course it can then pool on the top of the fireworks. So a little tip for you guys, I put in a great big stake here in the middle. It's not attached to anything, but it's a lot higher than all the others. And so when I put this plastic tarpaulin over the top, this kind of acted like a tent to make it more of a pyramid, so the water just ran off. So you might have seen before, well, I don't know if you did because it cut out, but there was water all the way around, but no water actually kind of sagging down onto these fireworks, which was really good. So yeah, everything fired as it should, and that was, yeah, what's left of that. So, well, it all worked anyway, that's good, but that was wet. Whew. Let's flip the camera back around again. Oh, and let me turn this off so I'm not dazzling you guys. There we go. Whew. Let's get back into the relative dryness of the greenhouse. Oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, we're back in the dry. I can hardly read anything on my phone screen because my phone is covered in water. Did I turn that off? I did turn that off. So there we go. Yes, we can see you. Yes, everyone's saying, yeah, I was there on Bonfire Night. I was here on Bonfire Night. Just wish you. Oh, thank you. That's My Little Pony channel. Was here on Bonfire Night. I appreciate you dropping in again on New Year's Eve, on a very wet New Year's Eve. The wettest I think I've ever seen. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Everyone was here. This now says, wow. Andrew says, I remember watching a firework display when I was a kid in Weymouth. Yes, that's right. Yes, we said that earlier. And I did, maybe the stream cut out, but yes, I did see that comment a little bit earlier. So, wow, it's midnight here, guys. In the UK, it's 2025. Woohoo! If it's not quite 2025 where you are, maybe it's going to be in an hour if you're in, you know, wherever. Where's an hour behind us? Iceland? Are they 2 hours behind? I don't know. Wherever it is at the top of the next hour for you, Happy New Year. If you're watching in the States, I know a lot of you guys are in America and you've got a few more hours to go yet before it's midnight there, but I hope whatever you're doing tonight to celebrate, I hope you have a great time, and I hope 2025 is an amazing year for you. What's going to be coming up on my channel in 2025? Lots more good stuff, I hope. Lots more exclusives, video reviews, videos of fireworks, reviews of fireworks videos. No, not reviews of firework videos, reviews of fireworks on video. More live streams, more stuff from my garage probably as well, and lots more good stuff. So if you've liked this stream, I know it's been a bit kind of wet, is the word I'd describe it. But if you've enjoyed this is your first time watching me, my name's Mark. I'm in Manchester, I'm in the UK. I do fireworks. I do it professionally, I do it as a hobby. My channel here on YouTube is all about fireworks. It's family friendly at all times as well, so even on my live streams there's never any bad language, there's never anything inappropriate. I'm all about promoting the safe and responsible use of fireworks, so you won't find me doing anything dangerous or illegal on my streams as well. I know a lot of you guys let your kids watch this as well, and you all watch it as a family as well, so my channel is family friendly. So if you like fireworks, and most of you does like fireworks, it's educational, it's fun, it's entertaining. I think we came up on with a term for it on one of my other live streams. We said it's educational, it's entertaining, it's edutainment is I think one of the words somebody said on one of my previous streams. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this, do consider subscribing, and then you'll be notified whenever I go live or upload new videos. There's more videos coming later this month, I was going to say, but yeah, it is now. It's now January. Wow. Okay, right, I've talked enough. It's 12:15. It's gone 12:15. I'm very soaked. I've still got to clear all this up, by the way, folks. Very much fun. I'm not going to be streaming that because it would mean I'd have to clear it with one hand, and that's not ideal at the best of times. But in this weather, I just want to clear it up. So, but I have done previous streams before, previous videos where I've done clear ups on firework displays. If you're interested in that, why not go and watch one of those at the end of this stream? But everyone's saying Happy New Year. 3D printer guy, Happy New Year all. Had your stream on and the London one. Oh, I would ask you whose fireworks were better, but I'm not going to. I know London's will be much better than what I did here. But then their budget is significantly more than mine as well. So there we go. Baby Lisa, Happy New Year. Keith says, thanks Mark, it was fantastic. Happy New Year to you and your family. Thanks Keith, and Happy New Year as well to you and Lisa and Joey. Craig says, wishing you all and your families the very best and a fun and safe 2025. Thank you very much. Baby Lee says, bye everyone, have a great New Year, see you all soon. Whew. Right, I think we're at the end of chat, so I am going to say, 3D printer guys there with another chat. Mark, great display from you. I enjoyed it more, to be honest. You enjoyed my display more than I'm privileged. I'm going to probably go back and watch London's in a bit and see what it was like. But anyway, for now though, I'm going to go in and get dry and warm. So thanks everybody for your support. Have a great 2025, and hopefully I'll see you on one of my streams again in the not too distant future. Thanks everybody. Bye bye. Happy New Year.